Today I'm going to attempt to install the remote start from MPC for my 04 F150. Got it for Christmas and it's a couple days after Christmas. Weather's not too bad today, a little chilly, but no rain, so we're going to try to install this thing. This is the one that works with the factory remote. So you click the lock button 3 times and it's supposed to initiate the remote start. So the kit comes with the wiring needed for my model. You have to put in the model of your vehicle. I ordered this on Amazon. It actually came up once I searched for my truck, 2004 F150. So it comes with the wire harness, comes with the module to override the security for the key, and then the actual unit. And once you buy it, they send you some installation instructions that you download. So, some wire connectors. I'm gonna try to use these. If I run into any issues, I will probably go back through and try to figure out which one's not connecting right. Because this would take a lot longer trying to do it with like soldering everything, which to me is not that big of a deal. I can solder, but I'd rather not. Because I think I looked up on the instructions, and based on all the wires, there's about 14 that I have to connect. It's not too many. I've done a lot of radio installation stuff before in the past and other wiring and soldering jobs, so we'll see how it goes. So I took the kick panel off, or not kick panel, but right below the steering column, and also took off the lower column cover. It was just 2 7mm bolts in here and one 6mm bolt, or I want to say it was 7/32 right underneath here. Pulled it off from the side, pulled off from that side, and had to turn the steering wheel a little bit to let the trim release and pull it right out. Set it right there for now. So basically, I am right now at this wire loom right here. This harness goes up to the ignition module, and I'm identifying the wires that I need, kind of undoing some electrical tape, so I'm going to tap into some of these right here, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got everything installed, and what I'll do is kind of explain and kind of talk through a little bit the different wires going to the different places. First thing right off the bat, the best thing to do is, so they send you this guide, and kind of go down through and see if it says, you know, what color the wire is from the harness that you get with the device, and then where it goes on your vehicle. And if it doesn't list anything in those locations, then what you do is, like it says NA, so you identify all the wires in each harness that you need, and then identify the ones you don't. That way you can separate them all like I did here, and kind of just loom them up and get them away from the wires that you're gonna end up using. It helps for me so it doesn't feel as overwhelming when there's so many wires. That way you can kind of just focus on the ones that need to go into the vehicle, and you're not looking at, you know, all these other ones that you don't need the whole time. So what I'll attempt to do now is kind of just look at the chart, look at the wire, and show you where I went with the wire on my vehicle. Apologies if I miss a wire or not film a wire that I installed. This is actually a couple months after I installed it. Kind of left my dash open just so I can film this video. Just hadn't had time to really kind of go over everything after I installed it, but we'll attempt to walk through each wire now and kind of check it out. So we'll start with the blue. So this is the blue on the main harness, and then it says to go to the light blue, pink, positive and ignition switch harness. So we'll just follow it up. This is underneath. I was like, dang, where'd the blue wire go? You can see that I actually have it spooled up. I forgot. See, where's the end? Right here. It's the end of the blue wire. I don't need this because it says on the chart only if rear only anti-lock brake. So I have front and rear, so I guess I don't need that one. That's why I don't have it installed. Sorry again, I'm trying to follow up on this installation I did a couple months ago and remember where I went with everything, but we'll continue on. So green is ignition, blue light green positive. A lot of these wires are right here below the steering wheel, so that one is going, see the green is going into the blue with the green right there. Next one is red, constant 12 volt, light green, purple. There's gonna be two red wires, one with the white, and they're both going into this wire right here. The green, blue, or sorry, blue, yeah, green, purple. Green, purple. So white wire, black, light green. Again, back here, black, green right here. So green, white, parking light. I got that running down here. The green, white, and I got it tied into this brown one right here. And then yellow, red, light blue, ignition. So yellow is up here, and it's going into here. That light blue, red, dark red, that's where I got the yellow one going to. And then black, let's see, red, white, I already showed you that with the other red one. And then black is the ground, connect to solid metal surface. So I got my ground running. I just unscrewed that screw right there, tapped right in there for the ground. Okay, so on the smaller harness, it says red, white, lock, motor, negative. I don't need that one. Blue one, the unlock. It says pink, light green at driver's door, boot, or body control module. So I ran that down here. The blue tie into right here. Blue to this pink, green. Then the white in a red, the lock motor positive wire. That's also running down. Where is that going? So when I initially did this, I had a hard time finding this wire for some reason. And maybe when you do yours, you'll find it easier. But what I did is I ran it, the red wire, and I extended it with this white wire and came down through here and found the pink with black and tied it in right here. So this is the one I tied into. Now you might be able to find this one further up here somewhere, and I was looking, but I didn't want to tear apart so much of the loom, so I just tied it in right here. Some people's, this fills with water when you have a leak in your rear, your backup light. Sometimes water leaks in and this fills up, so make sure this is sealed really well, this connection, if you do down here. Otherwise, try to find it up there somewhere. Brake, light blue, white, light green, positive. It says above gas pedal, but it's actually brake pedal. You can kind of see it in there. Let's see. Right down in there, above the brake pedal, that's where I tied it in. Blue, green, the lock, pink, yellow, negative. It's down here, right there. And I didn't use the hood pin. Works without it connected, but it's a good safety feature. So you have your hood pin connected, so the hood, when it's down, everything works. When it's up, it basically switches it to where you can't turn it on for safety reasons. And that's pretty much it. Pretty easy to install. I got everything kind of sitting up right here. I need to clean it up, put everything back together. So a couple things for me. The brake, the wire that goes underneath the brake to kill it, essentially, when you're putting your key in the ignition, that connection, I guess, is a little bit not very good for me. So what happens is sometimes I start the truck up remotely, I get in it, I put my key in the ignition, and I go to where I'm going to go. Let's say, you know, it takes like 5 minutes to get there, and I turn the truck off, but it still is running because for some reason the connection on the brake didn't signal to shut off the remote start system. So the truck still runs, so what you have to do is just press the brake a few times until it kills it, or press the lock button 3 times. So I probably need to check that out. It only happens every once in a while. So that's one of the things I've noticed about this kit, and that's probably just the way I installed it. The other thing is the way my truck is, and I'm just not sure if this is with other trim models, but when you press the lock button 3 times, it honks the horn twice. So a little tip, you can actually press it on your key fob, lock, unlock, lock, unlock, lock, and that is still 3 locks, but it doesn't have to be in consecutive order. So if you don't want to wake up your neighbors in the morning, you can do it that way. It's pressing a button 5 times, but still it'll remote start, and you won't get the horn honking like you will if you just press lock 3 times. One other thing I forgot to mention, so when I remote started my truck for the first time, it all started up and worked well after troubleshooting some wires. When it all started up and started working, I was having an issue where it would start and then stop after 3 seconds, and then start up again, and then start up after, and then stop after again, like 5 seconds. So the issue that I had was the engine sensing. The default is tackless, which is voltage sensing. For some reason, it wasn't sensing that the truck was actually running, so it was cutting off. But that wasn't working, so what I figured out is there's 4 different ways you can set it up. Tackless, which is voltage sensing, which is default. The second option is tack, so you can run a wire to the tack. You can run a wire to the alternator, that's another option. And then the option that I chose is called no connection, which is 3 seconds start auto assume running. So basically it starts it, and then it doesn't check to see if it's running after that, which for me is fine. And it comes with a little switch that you hook up, and the instructions on how to program is pretty easy. Basically you had to press a button like several times to get to the desired mode that you want to change, and then press it a few more times based on the different setting that you're wanting to change it to, and then the lights flash telling you that it worked. And so that's what I did to change it to auto start assume running mode, and that fixed that issue for me. But yeah, I hope you like this video. I know there's some stuff I missed, but the instructions are pretty good for this product. Just follow along, and you shouldn't have any issues. If you like this video, you thought it was helpful, please like it, or dislike it and tell me why, and leave a comment in the section below, and if I can help you out in any way. So thanks.